Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, the UPSC Compass. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Sourabh. I have given 6 attempts at UPSC and cleared prelims in all my 6 attempts. I reached the interview stage in 2023 and missed my final rank by 12 marks in general category. My final total was 941, while the last rank of general category was at 953 marks. Along with UPSC, I have also cleared CAPF twice, but I did not appear for the interview of CAPF. And along with UPSC, I have also cleared the prelims of NABARD, RBI, and state services like MPSC. So, in all my 6 attempts from 2019 till 2024, I have been able to clear prelims very comfortably. Like these are my mark sheets. If you can see my 2023 mark sheet, when the cutoff was 75 marks, I was able to score 105. Similarly, in 2022, when the cutoff was around 87 marks, I was able to score 119 marks. So I have been able to score a very good margin of around 30 marks in prelims, and I believe I have got to know the method to the madness of UPSC prelims, and I am here to share that method with you guys. So first of all, let me discuss what are the things that have helped me clear prelims in all each and every of my attempt. The first and foremost thing that has helped me clear prelims every time is keeping it simple and not sweating over small stuff. Now, what I mean by this, see, as far as I can understand what has helped me clear the prelims, it has been keeping the approach very simple, doing the static properly, practicing the PYQs, solving PYQs, analyzing these PYQs, and solving multiple tests so that I am able to revise the static content. So, this was the simplest approach that I could follow for UPSC prelims, and I believe this is the most simplest approach that can help anyone clear prelims. But believe me, I am saying this is simple, but it does not mean it is easy. So it is simple, but it is not easy. The major reason being there has been a lot of misguidance, there has been a lot of content terrorism in market where all the new stuff as is being introduced to students, to aspirants, which has led to a lot of FOMO among aspirants, leading to them focusing on unnecessary minor things and ignoring the major static parts, the major things that are necessary to clear this exam. So what the thing that has helped me again is not sweating on minor stuff. So I did not worry about my scores in test series. For example, in the vision abhyas of 2022, the last test I scored around 62 marks, while in the final I was able to score around 119, almost double. So I never worried about my scores in test series. I never worried about the minor current affairs questions that are being asked in test series, and I took these test series as a source of content. So this was a thing that has helped me clear prelims. Second thing I believe that has helped me clear prelims is prioritizing static. Now I believe that the pancha tattvas of prelims, that are the 5 major basic subjects, that is your polity, history, economics, environment, and geography, account for over 80 questions. And if you have a good hold over these static subjects, you can automatically clear prelims. Now if you look at the cutoff of UPSC prelims, the cutoff is nowhere going above 95. So it is hovering between 85 to 95, and it went as low as 75 in 2023. So I believe if one has good hold over static, one can clear prelims, one can reach cutoff. So keep one thing in mind while you are preparing for prelims. Your preparation for current affairs should not come at the cost of your static preparation. Now, the third thing that has helped me clear prelims in each and every attempt is PYQs. Now, I used to practice PYQ, I used to reverse engineer PYQs. Now, what I mean by this reverse engineering, we will discuss as we go ahead in today's session. So, the second last thing that has helped me clear prelims is objective analysis of my preparation. I used to maintain a spreadsheet sort of thing and analyze each and every test that I have given so that I get to know what are the mistakes that I am making and what are the improvements that I need to do. I will also share such a template of this analysis so that you can also follow it. And the last, and I believe one of the most important things that has helped me clear prelims is making my own one pager notes or my own fact sheets. For example, this is the notes that I prepared for constitutional bodies of the Indian Constitution. Now you can see, rather than stressing on what all things to remember, I just converted all the constitutional bodies in a table form so that I can study them comparatively and it becomes easier for me to remember. Now whatever notes I had prepared during my preparation, I am sharing them on my Telegram channel. You can join the channel using the link given in description box. Make sure you join the channel so that you get such one pager notes which can reduce a lot of your efforts in this final phase of preparation. So moving ahead, let us discuss in depth what all things did I do for each and every subject, or what all things did I do for each and every aspect when it comes to UPSC prelims. The first and foremost thing that I focused was again on static. So even in static, if you look at the subjects, the the approach that I followed for polity was very simple. I considered Lakshmikant as the Bible of my preparation for polity. I followed nothing else but Lakshmikant, followed it thoroughly, but I also made sure that I am paying attention to detail when it comes to Lakshmikant, because Lakshmikant is such a book that there can be question on each and every line of this book. So while reading Lakshmikant, focus on the exceptions part of the book. That is, whatever goes against the rule, whatever is the exception, whatever goes against our logic is something that you should be focusing. Be it the new things introduced by amendments. For example, while reading DPSPs, while all other DPSPs are important, those DPSPs which have been introduced by the amendment are even more important, because it is seen that UPSC focuses on exceptions. So while reading polity, make sure that you're focusing more on the exceptions, because the rule part of things you can remember it. Also try to find some pattern while reading things. So try to do a comparative studies, like rather than reading prime minister after reading the topic of president, it is always advisable, once you read the president topic, go to governors. Once you read the prime minister topic, go to chief minister. Once you read the parliament chapter, go to state legislature, so that you can comparatively study and it becomes easier to remember things. Now, the next thing for polity that I did was, again, in the past couple of years, there has been a change in trend. Now, questions are being asked from current affairs or current derived static questions. So, current affairs is becoming important when it comes to polity. Earlier, till 2019, 2020, 21, current affairs did not play a major role when it comes to polity. Even today, it does not play a major role, but it has increased in value because various static questions are being derived from current affairs, like the delimitation commission question of 2024. Now if you guys can remember the question was a very straightforward question, a static question: how many delimitation commissions have been appointed till date? It was majorly because the topic of delimitation commission was in news last year. Similarly, the topic of ethics committee was in news because of Mova Moitra case, and UPSC asked a static question on ethics committee. So you need to go through the current affairs compilation as well, because UPSC is asking static questions that are derived from whatever is happening in news. Similarly, for the next subject, that is economy, which plays another major uh, role in your prelims success, which contributes to around 20 questions every year. The approach is very simple. UPSC is trying to check your conceptual clarity when it comes to economics. So you should be very thorough with conceptual clarity. And if you look at the questions or the previous year questions of economics, you will see there are some topics which are very high return on investment. There have been questions from these topics every year. For example, the money and banking chapter, or recently since 2020, the importance of money market as a topic has increased, because you are able to see a lot of questions. Like in 2020, there was a question on what does alpha or beta meaning, share market. So this money market instrument, there was a question on P notes, all these money market instruments have become important. So money market is again a high return on investment topic. Similarly, external sector is an important topic where you should have good conceptual clarity related to topics like balance of payment, plus all the major international institutions, be it World Bank, IMF, or WTO, of which WTO is the most favorite topic of UPSC. Earlier, the questions on WTO used to be very straightforward, very easier, but now UPSC is going in depth of WTO. UPSC is going in the depths of agreements like TRIPS. It has asked questions on agreements like TRIPS. So while doing economics, you should be prioritizing high return on investment topics. Then the next part of economics is current affairs. Again, current affairs has couple of significance when it comes to economics. There can be direct questions, like there was a question on Brent crude. What does Brent crude term relate to? Okay, so there can be direct questions or there can be current derived static questions, and the majority chunk of economics questions are current derived static questions, like the 2024 question on NBFC regulations. Now, NBFC have been in news since the ILNFS crisis of 2020-21. They have been in news. The government has increased RBI's power of NBFC, power for NBFC regulation, and UPSC has asked a question on RBI's power of for NBFC regulation. So whatever things are majorly being discussed in current affairs become very important for economics. Now, the next subject, that is your environment. Again, it plays a very important role in your prelims, because since the time your Indian Forest Service prelims has been combined with your civil services, the importance of environment has increased a lot. Every year you will find around 20 questions from environment. Again, in environment there are a few themes, a few high return on investment topics जिस पे हर साल क्वेश्चन आएंगे. जैसे pollution, every year there is a question on certain type of pollution or certain type of pollutant or certain type of emissions from certain type of pollution. Similarly, there is a question on biodiversity, especially species in news. So biodiversity topic becomes an important thing, a high return on investment topic in environment. Then the convention part of environment, all the COPs, major COPs, the things that are happening in recent COPs are very important when it comes to environment. So while studying environment, again you should be focusing more on these high return on investment topics than focusing on unnecessary things like uh, dif- like ratifying the definition of what is ecosystem, what is this, what is that, basic things which UPSC is seldom asks. Similarly, the next part of environment that is important from UPSC's perspective is environmental mapping. Now, every year you will find a question either related to national parks, wildlife sanctuary, or Ramsar sites. Now, what I did for this is I prepared my own notes, my own state-wise environmental mapping notes comprehensively. Like these this is how I prepared my environmental mapping notes, where I took the I took a state, I mapped the state, mapped the important sites in that state, and listed down all the important things like the national parks, the tiger reserves, the Ramsar sites, the biosphere reserves, the World Heritage sites, the Mike sites on the same page, so that I'm able to cover one state in one page very comprehensively, so that if I'm able to revise this 20-25 page odd pages ka PDF, I am thorough with my environmental mapping part. And I used to again go through this PDF just before entering the exam, so that I can, because of the recency bias, because of the recency recall, I can recall these things easily, and I can mark the answers correctly. Again, these environmental mapping notes have been uploaded on the Telegram channel. Do join the Telegram channel from the link given in the description box. The next thing important for environment is current affairs. Again, you will see a lot of questions come from current affairs, like the 2024 question related to various carnivores. There was a statement in that question that cheetahs do not roar. Now, if again the cheetah reintroduction project was in news, and if you have covered any good compilation of current affairs, you must have been aware about the fact, and UPSC also framed the question so beautifully that if you were able to eliminate that, only that statement, you would reach the correct answer. So current affairs is very important. All the COPs that are in news, be it for the various protocols, be it for various conventions, are very important. The next important subject for your UPSC prelims is again geography. Very conceptual subject. Again, UPSC is checking conceptual clarity, because if you look at the weightage of questions that UPSC of the UPSC from geography, you will see that most of the questions are coming from climatology, then from oceanography, and lastly from geomorphology. Now, uh, people do one mistake, is that they start from geomorphology, waste a lot of time and energy in retoing all the landforms, and UPSC is not asking questions on these landforms, and rather UPSC is asking more more conceptual and more fundamental questions on climatology, oceanography, like the last year 2024 question on Coriolis force or the position of sun. So you can see the questions from geography are more conceptual. So while revising, make sure you are prioritizing climatology over oceanography and oceanography over geomorphology. Similarly, the next most important part of geography is mapping. Majority of the questions of geography come from mapping, be it world physical or India physical or places in news. Now, for world physical and India physical, I uh, did it from freely available resources from YouTube. Pick up any good compilation of all the continent wise mapping, map the things in your atlas, and you're all done for it. Similarly, for places in news, try and prepare a list of the places that are in news, and try and collect the maps or of places that are in news. For example, this is how I prepared my own compilation of places in news. For example, this year Israel is in news, so I used to collect all the clear maps of places that are in news, and keep looking at these maps, taki you are able to remember it without any much effort. So again, it becomes easy for you to solve questions, because UPSC majorly asks questions from places in news, and that too very superficial question, like which are the major bordering states of Israel. Now, the question on Syria being sharing its border with Mediterranean Sea, I believe it has been repeated at least twice in UPSC. So this is again a favorite region of UPSC. You should be thorough. Like Russia-Ukraine war has been in news for a couple of years, and again a question was very much expected, and UPSC asked a question in 2022 prelims or 23 prelims, I believe, regarding the major uh, regarding the countries bordering Ukraine. So again, if you are aware about what is happening in news, if you are collecting such screenshots, it will be more than enough. Now, the next subject again, that is very much important, which is the part of the Panchatatvas for prelims, is your history. Now, history again is very factual and was one of my weakest subjects. So what I did, I looked at history from the approach of damage control. That is, I made sure that the questions that everybody else would get correct in history, I should also get those correct. बाकी जो भी minor चीज पूछी जा रही है, अगर उसके बारे में कोई idea नहीं है, then skip the question. So that was my approach. Now, as history is the a very factual subject, I tried to prepare as many fact sheets as possible, and especially for ancient medieval art and culture, the AMAC section, I did PYQ ka reverse engineering. That is, research the option, because the terms mentioned in the options are nothing but your potential questions in embryonic form. So like, let me share my uh, notes where I did such reverse engineering. Like, if you are aware about the questions that are being asked by UPSC in art and culture, you will see that Jainism and Buddhism is a favorite theme. Especially sects of Buddhism are very much asked in by UPSC. So I collected all the sects of Buddhism, all the sects of Jainism that are mentioned in the uh, options, or the sets that are even not mentioned, because again they can be a potential topic. Similarly, if you are aware about the bodhisattva concept of bodhisattva, you must have seen that UPSC has asked a question on bodhisattva couple of times. So I researched about all the bodhisattvas and wrote down the major things. Similarly, again, sects of Mahayana Buddhism about Madhyamika school, and UPSC asked a question on the Madhyamika school, I believe in 2020 or 2021. So if you are doing such reverse engineering of the of the options of history, especially the ancient medieval art and culture, I believe that would be more than enough, because major things that are important for UPSC can be covered through such reverse engineering and following basic notes. Again, for history, especially for ancient and medieval, the best source to revise is Lucent, because it is a very short source with around 25 to 30 pages, just 25 to 30 pages, very fact loaded, and you can solve around 80 to 90% questions that have been asked by UPSC in the past 5 years from that 25 to 30 pages. So if you are thorough with the storyline, if you are thorough with the timeline of history of ancient and medieval, use Lucent as a good source of revision. Revise those 25-30 pages time and again, so that you are thorough with the things. Again, in history, you can see a pattern that UPSC is majorly focusing in ancient history on the post Gupta period. Okay, like in 2022, UPSC asked which of the empires existed post Gupta in the post Gupta period. 23 May it asked to arrange the formation of the states in chronological order. So make sure you are focused through PYQs. You are getting to know what are the most favorite topics of UPSC on which UPSC is focusing. So these was the broader approach that I followed for covering the statics, for covering the five subjects that I call the Pancha Tattvas in your prelims success. And I made sure that I am first thorough with the static and then only go to current affairs. Now, for current affairs, my approach was very simple. Again, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, as said by Lord UPSC itself. So, my approach for current affairs was very simple. The only thing that I did for current affairs was following one source. Now, the source can be any, whichever you guys are comfortable. I personally followed PT 365 by Vision Eyes. I felt it to be a good compilation to do current affairs, and I made sure that I am thorough with current affairs, and I prepared short notes of these current affairs. Because if you see, if you collect all the PT 365 compilations, it will end up into somewhere 800 to 900 odd pages, which is very difficult to revise in the last days. So make sure that you are preparing short notes of the compilation, because again, even in current affairs compilation, most of the topics are useless for us. So again, I am planning to take sort of marathon sessions for these PT 365 of this year. If time permits, I will be doing that, and so that it is much more useful for aspirants to focus on the very selective topics in the compilation, which are very much important from UPSC's perspective, and which can form potential questions, rather than focusing on unnecessary things, rather than focusing on minor stuff. Now, the next thing that I did for current affairs is I used test series as a source of content. Now, what I mean by this, so suppose I used to follow the PT 365 Vision Eyes, and then I am solving any test series. For example, I am solving a forum का टेस्ट सीरीज. Now forum के टेस्ट सीरीज में there will be a lot of current affairs का question which may not be covered in PT 365, right? So rather than getting stressed, getting burdened कि यार ये तो PT में cover नहीं किया, अब forum का भी compilation पढ़ना पड़ेगा ऐसे लग रहा है. Rather than getting stressed, I used to collect the solution, I used to collect the content from the solution, so that I am able to cover the current affairs a bit more comprehensively. And my preparation of current affairs is not just limited to one compilation. So use the test series ka questions as a source of content. Now the questions that are asked from current affairs in test series come nowhere close to what UPSC expects from you. Again, a lot of people end up ignoring current affairs because they feel कि UPSC does not ask questions from current affairs directly from current affairs. UPSC majorly focuses on contemporary affairs. But the thing is, if you are thorough with current affairs, if you are thorough with the compilation, you can use the data to eliminate a lot of options and reach to the right answer. So your knowledge base will never go waste. So make sure that you are following any one compilation, revising it thoroughly, and in the remaining 50 days, try to revise it at least couple of times. Try to prepare short notes of the important things that are given in that you feel are important from UPSC's perspective, because again most of these classes ka current affairs compilation are made so that they can claim most number of questions, right? And they are not each and every topic that is mentioned in these compilation is not important for us. So make sure that you are again going through the compilation and preparing short notes of only the major things, only the things that have been in news for a year, a couple of years, because UPSC again focuses on contemporary affairs and not on current affairs. Now while doing current affairs, make sure that you are using prioritization, or you are prioritizing subjects. When it comes to current affairs, I believe the first priority of doing current affairs should be of economy, then your environment, then your science and tech, then your IR. After IR, you're done with IR, you should prioritize polity, because current in the recent trend you can see that UPSC is asking current derived static questions. After polity, do make sure that you are following the culture ka current affairs, and after that follow security and society ka current affairs. So this is the broader, like, prioritization, broader hierarchy of doing current affairs. Make sure that you are at least thorough with at least these four subjects of current affairs: economy, environment, science and tech, and IR. Because majorly your science and tech and IR are totally current based subjects, right? All the questions of economy and sorry, IR and science and tech will be current based only, and economy and environment form the major chunk of current affairs का questions, because इकोनॉमी के करंट डिराइव स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन भी आएंगे, और एनवायरनमेंट में जो जो चीजें न्यूज में है बिकम वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. So while doing current affairs, try to follow this hierarchy, so that again you are putting in efforts where the results are easier, where the results are higher, where the return on investment is very higher. So after current affairs, the next thing to focus in your prelims is again your CSAT. Now, to be very honest, in all my 6 attempts, I never prepared for CSAT, not even for a single day. The only strategy that I used for CSAT was solving and practicing PYQs and using Jugaad strategy. Now, what is this Jugaad strategy? When it came to quant ka question, I used to reach to the answer through options. Now, I am also planning to do a Jugaad series of for CSAT. Tell in the comment box if you would like me to do such Jugaad series, because being from an humanities background, I was able to clear all the 6 attempts ka CSAT except for 2023. My CSAT score has been decently above 90, above 100 in each and every attempt. So this Jugaad strategy definitely helped me in each and every attempt to clear CSAT with very minimum effort. Again, if you guys want me to make videos, make topic wise videos for quant, how to use Jugaads, how to use shortcuts to make to solve these questions of CSAT, please let me know in the comment box, so that again I can make these videos. The most important thing in CSAT is to pick the right questions. The thing is that in CSAT you have around 80 questions, and if you are able to attempt 50 questions, you are way beyond safe. So if you are able to attempt 50 questions, it is a very much safer attempt. So you have the leeway of leaving a lot of questions in CSAT. So you can leave around 30 questions and yet comfortably clear CSAT. So when it comes to CSAT, choosing the right questions is what you should be prioritizing. Again, now this will come by solving more number of tests. This will come by solving again more number of PYQ, so that you get to know your what is your strength, you get to know what is your weakness. So if you look at CSAT, CSAT ki question can be broadly classified into 3 types. First is your quants, then is your reading comprehension, and then is your logical reasoning. So make sure that you at least solve one PYQ and get to know what is your strength and what is your weakness, and whatever is your weakness you are working on it, and so that you are able to focus on all sections in the paper. This is again a major blunder that a lot of people do. They tend to focus only on one section. Like, I have seen a lot of engineers or science graduates who focus only on quant. They say that हम सारे quant attempt करके आएंगे और उससे सीधे निकालेंगे. Similarly, humanities वाले people, they rely only on reading comprehension. Now you never know which section will be easy, which section will be difficult. जैसे 2023 में हुआ, quant section came out to be very difficult, and a lot of engineers who are like considered to be good at CSAT failed in CSAT that year. So make sure that you are focusing on all sections of CSAT, be it quants, be it reading comprehension or logical reasoning. You should have bare minimum strategy or bare minimum idea of being able to solve at least a few questions from all the sections, so that your overall attempt increases in CSAT. Now the best approach to do CSAT is practicing PYQs. Now, when it comes to CSAT, I don't think any test series comes close to UPSC. No test series matches the standards of UPSC for CSAT questions. So do practice only PYQs. All the questions from 2014 till 2024. If you are able to solve these 800 odd questions, that will be more than enough for CSAT. Again, it does not matter if you score 70 or if you score 170 in CSAT. As long as you are clearing the 67 marks, the mark, you are again as long as you are clearing 67, getting more than 67, you are safe. So make sure that you are practicing through PYQs, getting a good hold of PYQs. And I will prepare a jugaad series for CSAT where I'll discuss how to solve PYQs with using minimum formulas and using maximum common sense and deriving formulas on the spot. And the last thing to do for CSAT is again prepare a formula ka compilation. You can use any topper ka compilation, like I used my friend Vasant Dabolkar's compilation for formulas for CSAT. He has done it very beautifully. You can rely on it totally. Okay. So do this formula compilation so that you are revising this formula, which increases your efficiency, which increases your speed when it comes to solving CSAT. Now the next thing, again, that has helped me clear prelims, as I had mentioned in the very first slide, was PYQs. Now what I mean by PYQs, see, PYQs is not just practicing PYQs but also analyzing PYQs. See, what I did is I used to watch the Vision IS का YouTube analysis of PYQs, the 5 year, 7 year, 10 year PYQ analysis, so that I get to know the high return on investment topics, like the topics that I discussed earlier, be it for geography, the climatology, oceanography, or for economics, be it the external sector, money market, all these high return on investment topics, I got to know only by analyzing PYQs. So rely on the YouTube का Vision IS का class का 5 year or 10 year PYQ analysis they have done it very beautifully. So don't sweat, don't again put your efforts, don't duplicate the efforts. Whatever you are getting ready made, whatever is uh, freely available, make use of them. Then I used to practice PYQs. Now practicing PYQs came at two levels. One was my daily practice, that is whatever topic I am reading in the day, whatever topic I am reading across the day, I was solving the PYQs in the evening. For example, आज पूरे दिन में फंडामेंटल राइट का टॉपिक पढ़ा, तो शाम को फंडामेंटल राइट की PYQ सॉल्व कर लिए. इससे क्या हो रहा है, वीक तो मेरे को मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन मिल रहे टू प्रैक्टिस. देन आई एम गेटिंग टू नो वेदर आई एम फोकसिंग ऑन द राइट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ द टॉपिक वाइल रीडिंग दैट. जैसे फंडामेंटल राइट पढ़ते वक्त बहुत सारे लोग ये करते हैं कि एक रीजनेबल रेस्ट्रिक्शंस के ऊपर फोकस करते हैं, बट इफ यू लुक एट द questions of UPSC, UPSC is asking much more philosophical questions, like what does liberty mean? This has been a question asked twice in 2018 and 2019. So make sure that you practice PYQs daily, be in touch with PYQs, and the last uh, in the last 5 or 10 days, I used to practice PYQs in test ka format. That is, I am sitting from 9:30 to 11:30, taking a PYQ, एक साल का paper, and solving it like a test, so that I am getting used to the language of the paper, I am getting used to the format of the paper, ताकि डी डे पे मेरे को कोई नया shock value ना आ जाए. I am used to all the traps that UPSC sets. I am getting used to the way UPSC sets its question. ठीक है, तो make sure you do such practice like 5, 8 or 10 days before your prelims. Don't solve any class का paper, rather pick up the PYQs and keep solving the PYQs in the last. Now again, I used to do reverse engineering, especially for AMAC, as we had discussed in our history while discussing the history ka broader approach that I followed. Again, as I had mentioned there, the terms mentioned in options are potential question in embryonic form. So make sure, especially for AMAC, that is ancient medieval art and culture, you are going through all the PYQs for the last 30 years. अगेन ज़्यादा नहीं होंगे, हर साल कितना 5 या 6 क्वेश्चन आ रहा है एंशियंट मिडिवल आर्ट एंड कल्चर मिला के, सो अराउंड 150 ऑड क्वेश्चन। इसमें इसके ऑप्शन में जो जो टर्म मेंशन है जिसके बारे में आपको आइडिया नहीं है, बस उन्हीं के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत रिसर्च करना है, दैट इज इट, एंड दैट विल बी अ वेरी हाई, वेरी हाई, इट विल बी ऑफ वेरी हाई यूज व्हेन इट कम्स टू योर प्रीलिम्स जर्नी। ठीक है, सो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर एनालाइजिंग PYQs to recognize the high return on investment topic, practicing PYQs, daily practicing PYQs, and doing the test like practice of PYQs in the final 8-10 days, so that you are getting used to the language of the paper, you are getting used to the format of the paper, you are getting used to the traps that UPSC sets। ठीक है, उसके बाद again the thing that I believe that has helped me a lot in this journey of clearing 6 out of 6 prelims is objective analysis of my preparation of prelims. Now this is sort of a template that I used to follow for analyzing the papers that I used to solve. For example, suppose I am giving any full length test, I used to analyze the test in such way, जैसे उस टेस्ट में कुछ पॉलिटी के क्वेश्चन होंगे, कुछ ज्योग्राफी के क्वेश्चन होंगे, राइट? तो आई एम राइटिंग क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 वाज फ्रॉम पॉलिटी, green matlab that I got it correct, red is that I got it wrong, blue is I did not attempt it. This is a rough template that I am sharing just for your information. So at the end I am seeing what are the correct number of questions I got in a particular subject, what is the incorrect number of questions that I got in a particular subject, and what were the total number of questions asked. Jaise if you look at this analysis, you can see that in this test my geography is weak because I just got 3 questions correct and 6 questions incorrect out of the 15 questions. That means somewhere my geography is wrong. So such analysis will help you and get to know what is your weakness. It will help you get to know what is the subject that is remaining relatively weak, so that you work on your weakness and convert it to the strength, and make sure that your strength remains the strength. Again, at the end of the day, this is a relative game, right? No no one is here, no one here is going to score 200 out of 200, right? अपना टारगेट यही होना चाहिए कि हम कट ऑफ क्लियर कर पाए। सो इन ऑर्डर टू डू दैट वी शुड बी अवेयर अबाउट व्हाट इज आवर वीकनेस, व्हाट इज आवर स्ट्रेंथ, वी शुड बी वर्किंग ऑन आवर वीकनेस, so that we are focusing on trying to convert our weakness into strength and maintain our strength as it is. So these were the major things that I followed for when it came to clearing prelims in each and every attempt. Now again, as I said, it is a very simple approach, but approach that is tried and tested. This is the method to the madness of UPSC prelims. Make sure if you want to clear prelims, you are focusing on the static subjects properly. You are focusing on the 5 panchatatvas that I mentioned, that are very important. That is your polity, which contributes to around 20%, then history, then economy, environment, and geography. If you are thorough with these subjects, I can guarantee you you can reach the cutoff. And then focus on current affairs. Again, don't focus on current affairs at the cost of static preparation. Only when you are done with current affairs, when you are done with static, then switch to current affairs and do current affairs from any one compilation, which is more than enough. So again, do static, do current affairs, practice PYQs. PYQ practice is the most important thing that can help anyone clear this exam. The most fundamental mistake lot of people do is they prepare for कोचिंग का टेस्ट सीरीज एंड लेस फॉर यूपीएससी का पेपर। सो always remember, we are here to clear UPSC exam, not to score high in coaching classes. So it does not matter आपका विजन के अभ्यास में कितने मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, विजन के अभ्यास में या नेक्स्ट आईएएस के अनुभव में कितने मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, उसमें जो रैंडम क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है उसके बारे में आपको पता है नहीं पता है, इट डज नॉट मैटर। एज लॉन्ग एज यू आर एबल टू एड्रेस द मेजर थिंग्स दैट आर आस्क्ड बाय यूपीएससी, you are good to go. So make sure that you are prioritizing PYQs over test series, and make sure you are prioritizing static over current affairs. So this was the simple approach that I followed for clear prelims in all my 6 attempts. Now through this channel, the UPSC Compass, and my Telegram channel, I am planning to help aspirants again sail through UPSC prelims and means. So for prelims specifically, as prelims is around 50 days, I am planning to do PT 365 का revision marathon sessions. Along with that, I am also planning to do CSAT का जुगाड़ series where I help aspirants solve CSAT questions using common sense, using very bare minimum formulas, and also I am also planning to do marathon revision sessions of static uh, topics, static themes are that are very high return on investment or that are frequently asked. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you join the Telegram uh, channel so that you are getting in touch with me. And also I will be sharing all my short notes because they are of no use for me now. I will be sharing all my short notes, I will be sharing all my PYQ reverse engineering ka content that I have collected throughout my attempts, and all the notes that I have prepared both for my prelims and my mains, so that again it helps a lot of aspirants. Make sure you join the Telegram channel, the link to it is in the description box, and we will be in touch. I'll be making more videos so that I help you guys clear prelims of 2025. Thank you.